right hand flank of the platoon as we're assaulting south down to the church, but down the main MSR.
Grab the wall, lads. Don't stand in the middle of the road.
Okay, lads, from us, you find move straight north of the road. Weapons up. Boy, on the right side. We will follow me on the right side and then push south.
Boy, go around the right.
Boy, right side, mate.
Could we please just run in?
Keep pushing.
Copy. Friendly.
Camera, just run up, mate.
Oh, shit. It doesn't slice the plane.
Face on the wall real quickly, could you?
Friendly.
Was that our bad drills or their bad?
Is that 1-3?
Well, B's is a green level.
Yeah, Wilson.
1-3, we should
And
be going the
Grant
other
didn't
way.
know much when he saw fucking B's go down.
We said do what now?
Okay,
We should be heading south. Yeah, we should be heading south.
Yep, T
We should.
ready.
Hey, pause.
I'm so fucking confused right now.
Come on, man.
Wilson Dodge told us to move here and then follow on the right.
Wilson, where are you?
Yeah, we're not moving south to the church, sweeping the sorry, the MSR and the
I wanted
buildings
to
and stuff.
Are we going down the dirt road or the main MSR?
I think 1-1 are going to take the MSR, we're going to take the left flank, and I'm pretty sure 1-3 are going to take the right flank.
Yep.
So that way.
Wilson, we're gonna take then north side and west side of
That
Sector
looks like
Green.
Alice. I can smell the ginger.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Aha! Fucking called it. Do you know how I knew?
Alright, hold the back up.
There's only that many HQ elements around us, and that him and Dodge are the only guys with
Okay, lads,
t-shirts.
listen up. We're gonna move to the north west side of the Sector Green and then push south.
Right,
That makes
section, let's
sense.
go, Brad.
Yeah,
Guys,
so
let's go on double. Move straight west.
let's go, let's go.
Moving.
Prepare for trouble.
Moving.
Double.
Make it 1-3 double.
Doubling.
Moving.
Double trouble.
Yeah.
Magnet
Right
side.
side.
Who said it what now? Oh, yellow chain, yellow chain, yellow chain.
So you're going the wrong way, Magnan.
No, I just desynced.
Ah, okay.
I saw yellow chain, and called it out, and then suddenly all of you guys ran into the wall and vanished.
Guys, follow up at double. Arrowhead formation facing southwest. Make it tight.
At that point, I can't
Right,
see.
Delta on the right,
Delta
Delta on the right. Delta,
Yeah, I can
keep
see
your eyes
those,
on the right.
Cam that's now.
Hold on, was it Arrowhead?
Yeah.
That's arrowhead.
Yeah, alright.
Passing you.
Alright, see anything front Delta?
Well, there's camo net
Alpha Bravo.
direct south down the road.
Delta, hold and cover. Charlie,
Crossroads.
at double. Push the wall front.
Alright, Delta, take these.
Charlie, move.
Doubling.
Eyes on bunker,
Yeah,
neg,
we got a we got a
trench
camo.
line,
We got a camo area over
and
there.
camo nets straight south.
One at a time.
Alright, Magnet, hold there.
Might be.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Sorry. Brain
Don't worry about
freeze.
it. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck am I doing? I'm like that dog in the upside down helicopter.
Delta, you will move on the left flank of Charlie and reach a compound straight southwest from Charlie's location. Solid copy.
Passing.
Yeah, there's an ASL. I think I might go in there.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. Right,
Delta,
coming in.
compound security, Charlie breaching buildings.
Actually,
I
no,
should be-
Charlie,
can't see over
Charlie,
there.
Charlie to follow Delta.
Moving.
Moving.
Stacking.
Guys,
Stacking.
we are breaching compound.
Stacking.
Move,
Breaching,
move,
breaching,
move.
breaching.
Last man stack.
You got enemy on the other side? I think you
Right.
got enemy on the other side of this wall.
Charlie, take right side of the road.
Guys, watch out.
I can hear someone
Copy
on the
that.
other side of the wall.
Yeah, contact the other side of the wall.
Yeah, need to check this wall.
In there.
Guys, don't patch up.
Boy, check the
Delta,
left, check the left.
Push
Clear
it,
left.
push it.
Delta push
Okay.
left, push left. Delta push left. Charlie right.
Nice. Fuck me.
Contact down.
Good
contact
shot.
down.
Yeah, I'm staying outside. It's a bit clustered.
Alright, Delta,
Yeah,
let's
contact
take the next
down.
house.
And we've got
Alpha
another bit
Bravo,
here.
1-3 contact. Wait up.
Stack
Stacking.
on you, Ege.
Oh,
Okay,
thank God he had frags. I'm gonna grab one.
Okay.
On you, Oliver.
Dodge, that was one
Alright,
times
it's clear,
contact.
clear,
Contact
Clear,
during
exiting.
Back, back, back.
Pushing back, going back.
Yep, he's having a nap.
Charlie left that right.
Long one.
Delta on the right side, let's go.
Right looks clear. Yep.
Delta, hold, don't move any to the...
Delta holding.
Okay, holding it.
Where is my point?
Magazine.
There we go.
Cabin,
Okay,
keep
stacking.
pushing up with Charlie there,
Entrance
to the left side.
Crossing against
section stack up.
Stacking.
Charlie, compound security,
Delta,
breaching buildings. Section breach.
Okay, breaching, going right.
Breaching.
We left.
Going left.
Going right.
Going left.
Okay.
Going right.
Looks clear.
Left, left.
Watch behind. So, me at the church.
Remember, don't. If the wall looks like your head might pop over, but you can't see, the
Guys,
AI will still
approach.
pop you.
Approach. These walls are quite low.
Mac, did you want, Apos, you want us to continue
There's an
south?
entrance over there to the left into another part of the compound.
Yeah, keep pushing right.
Alright,
Entrance
keep
right.
pushing
Well.
front, guys.
Charlie left.
Right.
Charlie on the left side, move
Stacking.
on to the left.
Follow one enemy KIA Last man stacked. in grid reference.
Breaching, we right.
Alright, let's keep
One,
moving
one.
south.
Stack.
Right. Left
Clear.
5.
Pushing through.
0725.
Entrance right.
Confirm, over.
Alright, on you,
Got
Mac.
that.
Dude,
Stack up.
it's a
Stacking.
there's a
Stacked.
second
Second
one on
opening
the
down
right.
there left.
Clear.
Exit left.
This goes into the street.
Alright,
Let's check
Check it
this.
Which that's continuing down the road, isn't it?
contacts clear.
What we got here? Okay, let's push through.
Keep pushing.
Shall I get in front?
Breaching, going right.
Yeah.
Left,
Right
left.
clear. Left clear.
There.
Okay, stacking
Left
up
there.
in the corner.
Compound clear, compound clear. Alright, let's move back.
And
Yeah,
breaching,
compound clear. There's
Okay.
no further entry.
Okay,
Yeah,
clear
that-
left.
It's clear,
Yeah,
it's
stop.
clear, it's clear. These compounds are clear.
Okay, section stack up on the south corner of this compound. Actually, Charlie, hold position. Delta, cross a road, push to the south west building.
Copy passing. This is a very nasty crossing. I'm gonna check the right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
copy,
check
good
it.
stuff.
Okay, if you need help, you can set up and we cross.
No,
Yes.
we're good.
If you need to go high on me, then stand up. Say high on you.
Delta.
Yeah. I'm high on you.
Charlie, prepare to cross.
How are you?
Charlie, move.
Moving.
Moving.
Okay,
Section, push west.
Okay, stacked.
Let's push west, guys.
Okay, breaching, going left.
Good.
Okay.
I have rear.
another opening here.
Breaching. Going left as well. Yep.
Stacked.
Exit the road.
Delta, pass and push to the next
On you.
compound west.
Stack.
Copy that.
Okay, breaching, going left. Friendly's front.
Front. And on left mute. Open the shit.
Okay,
Down
looking.
Delta.
Nothing.
Delta here.
Okay, seems to be
Delta.
clear left.
Back in.
Go this way.
Negative.
1-1
there's nothing
Delta, 0 Alpha.
here. Alright,
Delta.
copy, clear.
Oh, sorry. I thought you.
There.
Stack up on the right side here.
Can check the outside.
Thank you, Moon.
Okay, going left.
Look clear. That's the end of town.
Okay.
And is there entrance right? Yeah. Maybe we should actually find somewhere.
Okay, guys, hold here, hold.
Delta, let's push over to that building.
1-1 Delta, 0 Alpha. That's a negative. I'd like you to hold firm at the church and cover
Yeah,
up
that's a
south
stack.
right.
But holding. Oh,
Boyd, hold there.
1-1
Holding.
Delta, 0 Alpha. Be advised you have
Delta is at the
1-3,
compound
your
to the,
immediate right
west,
north.
clear.
Proceeding southwest
Yes,
to
mate,
clear
hold
that very position, over.
Yulson?
Yeah.
That's here.
Say copy. Okay. Section following Charlie, reach to the next compound south.
So,
Okay,
copy.
stacked.
Passing.
Stacking.
Slotting back in.
Bravo.
Okay,
Yep.
breaching.
Get 1-3 to step up their movement.
right.
Push,
Reaching,
push
going
towards
left.
those entrenched positions southwest.
Got an opening
Copy
in front
that.
of us.
Copy that.
You
Hey,
heard
Ross,
that?
did you get that?
Hey,
from
Foss.
Ellis?
Yeah, got it.
Alright.
Compound front with entrance.
Say
We're
copy.
getting very close to those camo nets. They're
0,
100,
0,
probably
Alpha,
50 meters south, direct
I've
south.
got left void.
Copy.
Okay,
Invite,
copy that.
Sorry, flop.
Okay, I'm looking left.
Charlie, Charlie, cover left and right down the road. Delta to pass. To cross.
Copy.
0,
Delta,
1,
prepare to
0.
pass to the opening.
Breaching straight in.
High on you.
Cleared. Echo 1-3.
Can someone cover to the right, Mac?
On west side MSR to clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
covering
I'll
right.
go right as well.
Moving.
Alright. Delta moving.
Moving.
Quick breach, going right.
Copy.
Going left.
Tight corner. Up tight corner.
Another tight corner left.
Keep moving.
Copy.
Stack.
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 Going.
Clear.
Clear left.
Tight corner.
It's opening.
Very good.
Compound's clear, boss. Can we move to the next compound, the southwest? Negative, we need to move to the
You guys on that
Friendly.
bunker trench.
Ready?
Alright, Delta move back.
Okay.
Move back.
Is this the only way?
back.
out?
Way one,
Yeah,
where
that's the only
to?
way,
Roger,
no,
okay,
there's
back
not-
out again.
Just take it from the right flank, I reckon.
Roger.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be
Passing.
covering down the road, so we probably want to move from the western side into that.
Guys, we go friendlies to
Covering.
the south in Camonet, friendlies to the south in
Hey.
Camonet. Delta, I want
You
you
got
to take
Defilade and rock cover
to
front,
check
Mackinnon.
last building to the west. Charlie will push and use
Right.
left side.
On you, Mackinnon.
Copy that, Ellis. Mag,
Oh, moving. Let's go.
off we go.
Okay, watch there on the left side.
There's one building to the southwest.
Copy that.
Crossing over just to make it safe.
010, message received, pulling back now. Out.
Okay, moving. Pulling back.
Section, we are moving to the building to the southwest.
Alright, if you want to assault that position, make it fucking rapid.
Alright, let's move up.
Go.
Use the rock there.
Hold it here, Delta. Hold it here.
1, 1, 1, 2.
Okay, stacked.
You got Charlie 2 when you with Jaeger.
Section, form up on the wall southwest. Move now.
Let's move.
Okay, jumping over.
Let's get some grenades out there, yeah?
You sure about
That was
I'm
ND, that was me, sorry.
May have seen a British helmet in there. I thought you said there were friendlies in Camonet South.
Hold it.
I'm hearing voices south. We don't want to frag that. We want to move up in a
Yeah.
center line.
Why the fuck are we here then?
Let's go check it.
1-1's really over there, so screw it, we're pulling back.
Copy.
It's debriefing index, guys. I thought it'd be a bit closer, and yeah, you'd have time to assault, but no, we don't, unfortunately.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's friendlies in there, so...
Yeah, it's a non-tactical withdrawal, so yeah, let's shake a leg.
Copy.
Bomb burst back.
Non-tactical withdrawal, that's all we ever do.
Okay, lads, I'll double. Let's move back.
You're looking a bit bloody there, aren't you?
Yeah, he took a shot, but don't worry about it. It's Fire Team Odin, he's fine.
Fire Team Odin.
Yeah,
Yep.
But it used to be Fire Team Nordic.
yeah, but
Then it went
became...
Whiting and then it went Odin.
Yeah. See, for every successful op, it kind of promotes.
Why Odin exactly and not Thor?
Because Odin is the big king of Norse
The
mythology.
All-Father.
Sounds better
Yeah.
too.
I'm guessing out
do
of
you
the
even
entire
fucking
Fire
Norse
Team
mythology?
and that you're Loki.
Probably.
Because you know you're a bit of a dick.
There is that. Johnson is
Purely
Thor because he
God.
looks gay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't see how those two things relate, but I just want to insult you.
Okay.
Pulling back to
Not in this compound, swing it round on the right, otherwise you're going to be in a dead end. Ah, or not, there's a fucking gap in the wall, didn't see that. Get that out of YouTube!
No, everything is going on YouTube.
Shit.
Whenever,
By the way,
whenever anyone
Magnus.
says don't put that on YouTube, it's like going on a highlight reel with fucking everyone check this point when Ellis is being a dick, and then I animate in a little dunce cap and a little wah music.
Mackinnon,
what?
if you see Gretchen anywhere, give me a shot. Oh my god, here. Jeez.
Oh, already found one.
Mass Graves.
All I know
Oh, fuck that noise. He had a stinger on him. Still nothing. I'm sure there was one.
Guys, as you could hear, index has gone up on location.
Still nothing. Christ.
I know there's one out here somewhere, so let's go find it later.
This guy has an M240.
We killed like a dozen dudes out there, so someone must have had an...
Well, there was one with
Yeah,
Then
no,
again,
I saw one.
what are we
in
gonna
the
do with it
street
anymore?
when we were sitting on that roof forever also.
I'm glad we
So
just
she's out here somewhere.
left flank.
Look at the bright side, at least we killed everyone who was touching her.
Yep.
I mean, she's a big girl, she can take care of herself even if we don't carry her home.
Yeah, I know, but you know, she gets lonely sometimes.
There is that.
Plus,
1-2-0 Alpha, so Delta.
7-0, Roger, that's a come
Nelson,
in
here.
close.
Cancer
Possible to
convention.
CCP and then move on ground for debrief. We will wait as long as it's just a couple of minutes over.
1-2 Delta 0
Right,
Alpha,
guys,
second your
wait
last
for
order.
friendly airframes to come in, so talk amongst yourselves.
Is everyone else hearing that?
Yeah.
The screams of the damned.
No, the massive explosions in the distance.
1-2 Delta 0
No,
Alpha,
that's screams
Roger
of
that. See smoke plumes
I
in
hear
air.
both.
Well done, lads. That's a good up.
I'm assuming that's the
Those
Yanks coming
explosions,
into
yeah, that would be, what was it,
What are
15th
those
MEU?
massive explosions?
ruining everything we did.
Shit.
15th Marine Expeditionary Unit, I believe.
Yeah, there you go. Right
Oh,
on
you
time.
cynical cunt, hope it, yeah.
Were you casting? What's the script?
Huh?
That's fantastic. The
Were you
MEU are
on
going to
Castor?
turn up to Tigeria and find out we already
hope.
sorted it out.
Hope, can I borrow you for a minute?
Brisk on
Red
that.
Jakes.
Yeah.
That,
Are you suggesting we scrub their mission because we got here first and we didn't actually take an airfield, but close enough?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still pretty fucking ninja machinist.
Is that what fucking
Indeed.
killed me?
I can't put that on YouTube because that is copyright and I'll probably get like raped by
Did you hear
some
about
corporation.
Well, I heard it.
Did you feel burning lonely as well?
We had one myself. Now for the internet. Target.
Yeah.
Just waiting for
I mean,
flight
pilots
guys.
have gone on you.
Yeah, chat with yourselves in a couple of minutes, guys.
We.
Alright, all
Yep.
right.
Tethered line. Oh, wait, what?
Am I in your way, bro?
Are you sure it wasn't an enemy craft?
Oh, it gave me
Is there any mert on station? Right, bombs when I pee.
I think Lipton was killing me at the same time.
Scarves up there.
I've recorded it all.
Yes,
That way.
I don't want to get too gamey, but there's
All
about
the
meters away from friendly troops, man. We were just
And many
sat there right
thousands of
next to
people
the
were
vehicle.
watching.
make 1 century.
More is like fucking...
Three.
Which direction are we exactly going to come from, Turnbull?
Well
From
done.
the airport.
I hear so.
You'll just get on the roof.
Him. This mark.
Look, Postman
Apparently
and
there's
the
infantry
rooftop from the south.
Four vehicles.
Yeah, they probably won't get this far in the time that it takes us to debrief. And they only go as far as the town anyway, but, you know, just in case.
Is this a trigger that's just been sorted?
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
think so, because my frame's just a bit of a nosedive.
There are not that many enemy AI on the map.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to hold
Don't
it.
worry. Just check.
Alright, 1-1 all present.
Yep.
1-2.
Yep.
1-3.
Yes, sir.
Alright, Echo 1-0, sir.
Lovely, Echo 2, awesome. Yep, reinsertees are in, pilots are in. Alright, cracking chaps, I'm going to go through a very quick debrief. I'll describe the operation very briefly. We'll go for comments as per, and then I'll look to a couple of learning points. First and foremost, cracking operation. I don't know how many guys that I got to open up at, but I certainly used about half the allocation of Stanags, which is virtually unheard of, because I generally don't even pull the trigger on operations. So it was pretty intense. There was some really interesting firefights as we pushed both platoons up through the town, and we did manage, at least for the initial urban movement, to maintain that momentum that's so important. So as you know, made landfall, 1-1 secured pretty rapidly the village. I don't actually know if we had any real contacts there. Was there anyone in it? Son Alice?
There was a few contacts reported. 1-1 and 1-2 pretty much right on the scene to get some suppressive fire going down. We observed Echo 2 suppressing the position as well. Called a shift fire left and put both sections in there and cleaned out.
Yeah, roger that, and that was totally done. So we cracked on through the village, moved up to the final assault line. When we got to the final assault line, what's clear is this town sort of swings away in a sort of L shape. If we'd gone straight for Sector, we'd have had this industrial complex and Sector Orange right on our right flank, giving enfilade fire onto us. So I instead chose to swing around to the right, out where you can see the large hill to your right now, and all these small mounds that gave us a really good covered approach onto the industrial complex. Once we got close, the enemy started lighting us up, particularly from sectors yellow and sector orange. 2 platoon did a great job as base of fire. 4-1 brought in some excellent mortar strikes, which were away to my right now, as I'm looking, a load of mortar strikes down there, which kept off a load of enemy infantry who were manoeuvring in the town. That let Echo 1 get onto this location, not without casualties, and then I insisted that Echo 1 push further southwest. into the town with their remaining. We managed to just about maintain the momentum until we got to the MSR. I will say that was a fantastic assault and a really interesting to command. I will say that once we hit the town, things started to slow up, and in particular, I was it's slightly unfair because I was hanging with Echo 1, but Echo 1's movement really did slow up once you hit the MSR in the centre of town. It took a very long time to get a movement to the west organised, and then as a section moved, they moved into exactly the same position where a section had had 2 casualties 10 minutes before. So there was definitely a breakdown in communications there. And Echo 1 ICs, you need to think about the orders that are being given and think about coordinating more clearly within your platoon. It can't all be the platoon commander's job to do that. You've got to be doing your own coordination. But all in all, it was a really good operation. I hugely enjoyed it. I think one of you guys did too. I've heard some pretty good comments so far. So I'll pass very quickly to platoon ICs for comments, and then to specialist arms as per. Sonis.
Yeah, fantastic operation. Really enjoyed it. Bulk of our contact was really in sector orange and then blue. Movement did slow down just north of sector green, but yeah, we quickly got back in there, cleaned it out. I think there was very minimal contact inside that compound itself in 114072. We had put suppressive firing from rooftops in some of the compounds just south, UGLs, some fragmentation grenades, a lot of small arms suppressive firings there. We observed some entrenched positions, coming in positions which I believe 1-1 were able to secure just south of the church in 113070. I was pretty happy with that. We didn't get a chance to actually fully complete that sweep and clear. There are some additional positions just to the west of it. However, yeah, I was really happy with Echo 1's performance tonight. There were a few T1s and T2s across the board. I know 1-2 were down to, I think it was about 2 or 3 men at one point on this position here, which served as a temporary company CCP. As we were actually affecting movement just to the northeast of Section Blue, they were able to get their section back into position, into full strength, and then support the platoon again. So I was very, very happy with that. All in all, as I said, fantastic operation, and looking forward to the next one.
Cracking. All right, 2 platoon. Lieutenant Lipton.
Yeah, it saddens me a bit that we had to change our assault plan right off the bat, but also gives a smile on my face to see that we can effectively make an assault plan right off the bat and get it executed within 5 minutes of it being made. It was slightly overrushed in my opinion, but it did work out anyway. However, as 2 platoon moved up to orange, we took sporadic fire mainly from sector red, but also from sector yellow. Which rendered 2-1 coming in effective due to heavy casualties. 2-2 did made across and did made establish a foothold in orange. They were told to hold that and wait for further support of 1. They came in swiftly and cleared the remainder of orange. As we pushed onto orange, we secured sector red east. Sadly, there wasn't any contact in there. We got some. Actually, no, wait. We did got some danger close contact coming from sector yellow, but there wasn't like enemy garrisoned in red itself. Had an unfortunate incident with an ND grenade there, which caused 3 injuries. But managed to grab ourselves together, assaulted the palace, and here we are now. All in all, good evening.
Excellent job. Okay, specialist support 4-1. I lost count of the number of water missions that I called in. There were clearly quite a lot. How was it for you?
Not very much. I worked all night. Had lots of missions to pull off. How precise they were, well, you can argue about that, but, well, we had always something to do tonight. That's all from me.
Cracking job. Did you get to shoot off any stingers in the end? Probably not.
Technically, we shut up a Humvee with a stinger.
Okay, it's a slightly expensive way to Humvee, but I know you didn't have any generals on station tonight. TAC Pete, flight.
Yeah, from the CAS side of TAC P, we didn't have particularly much to actually do apart from using radio comms. We did eventually get a CAS call in from 2 platoon about Humvee, which took a little while longer than we hoped to get it in initially, but after getting the 9-liner off, it was executed pretty quickly, and the Humvee was destroyed.
Good stuff. I mean, as many of you will know, we had cold bacon called, is that right? Earlier tonight's endgame, sorry, with enemy fast movers up, and unfortunately we discovered in typical Arma 2 style that somebody locked all of the fast movers on our airfield and we couldn't find a key. I'm sure that flight colleagues spent their entire evening going through all the key boxes on the floor of the control tower, but they just couldn't find the starter button for our own fast movers, and that caused us an awful lot of problem with some of the rotary movements in and out of the AO. If anybody did wait an unfortunate amount of time for their Kazovac or insertion for that reason, then I apologise, but I think it was dealt with well by flight and TAC-P. We got eventually a couple of very brave pilots to bring in some stingers to supply FSG, provide top cover for that fast mover, and then we resumed proper air movements, I believe. Is that correct, Brad?
Yeah, please.
Basically, of course, shit hit the fan when the enemy fast move came at us. We managed to take it out at the airfield, in fact, using one of the anti-air missile trucks on site. That's the one thing we had on hand. Now, after that, we, of course, were able to rescue the downed Apache that got hit by the enemy fast mover. We were able to recover the airframe, get back in the air, and put down a bit more CAS before NDEX. Now, in the start of the mission, we also did get a request to lay down some fire on the Campo in up to the north in approximate grid 128089. The whole encampment did seem to be deserted, but we were given the go-ahead to lay down some fire, and that we did. We destroyed quite a few buildings and gave it a good spray with the 30 mic.
That appears to me to be a serious error in communications. The target was not 128089. The target was the military camp designated as 114073. It's 114073, which was called in. So that target wasn't engaged, presumably.
Yeah, that was actually the target we were looking at from the air at the time. We then actually got different grids, 128089, and engaged that instead.
Okay, well, there's definitely an error there. Let's hope there weren't any friendlies on those locations. All right, good stuff. Finally, 6-0, busy night for not very many of you. How did it go?
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. It wasn't as bad as the last up, I don't think, personally, but it was pretty hairy. We had 20 casualties in all. We had 10 tier 1s, 6 tier 2s, and 4 tier 3s, and no tier 4s, thankfully.
No tier 4s or leaving?
Nope, not one.
That is a fantastic record. Excellent. I can't remember the last time. Sorry, after you.
That's fine. No, it's just 20 casualties, none of them tier 4 on us, thankfully. Most of them all.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. With around 50 guys on the ground, to keep the casualties down to that number is really impressive when we're doing urban assault. So good job, and it reflects well on all of us. Actually, it means that people are taking care when they're doing their assaulted movements. And certainly, I was really pleased with the initial attack with Echo 2 covering and Echo 1 coming in on their right and to take that industrial complex. I was really pleased that we managed to get onto it without taking very significant casualties, and what's more, push beyond it. I think that was where we took most of our casualties, and they really weren't too bad. All right, good stuff. Are there any comments from the floor before we wrap it up?
Yes.
I have one.
Sorry, Sergeant Debman?
Quick one in between. I would like to report that there was a blue on blue this evening, and that was a real shame. That was me. Or I'm very positive that this was a blue on blue. Believe somebody called in mortars on the light armored vehicle which we were trying to hit with CAS, and I took a mortar. It sounded like a mortar shell straight in front of me, and it killed me instantly. I would like to point out that it is not wise to call in mortars within 100 meters of friendly troops. We were sat about 75 meters away. I think 2-2 can probably a testament to this, that I don't think that was a CAS strike. That knocked me out.
I was going to bring that up as well.
All right, that's bad form, and it breaks our no tier 4s. If you were killed instantly, then it was then we've definitely broken our no tier 4 record, which is a shame. And absolutely, this is one of the reasons. I don't know. Well, hopefully ICs will have figured this out. I've been trying to keep comms on the company net to the absolute minimum, from my perspective, for the simple reason that we need everybody who has access to the company net to be digesting and understanding all of that communication, so that if you hear that mortars are being called in the wrong place, you can immediately pipe up and say no if it's going to cause you a difficulty. So absolutely, I agree. Care needs to be taken. I was really impressed generally with the mortar strikes tonight, but that's obviously an error, presumably an error of the person that called them. We can deal with it later on. Skull?
Yeah, it's a common say for Private Payne, who I saw many times running to get casualties on his own with no protection through pretty much the entire town, just to get to different casualties on different sides of the town on his own, basically, to get casualties, and then he'd bring them back on his own, and he'd run straight back out there. That's a pretty heavy thing for a medic to do, and a perfect example of a good medic.
Yeah, good job. So thank you very much, Private Cage, who we know joins us occasionally. It's really great when he does, and an absolutely fantastic job to give up your time to
That wasn't me.
Put yourself at risk to go and get casualties.
PT
Pain.
My apologies. I misheard you. In that case, Pain, well done, and we'll talk that through. So good
Cage
job.
is okay,
good job, fellas.
Always taking the credit, Cage.
Cage was also grabbing casualties, I have to say, or at least he was whenever I turned around to give him a job. Usually saddled with someone and dragging around. All right, guys, any other comments from the ground?
Very brief, yes.
All right, one at a time. Starting with whoever says yes first.
Well, we were held up ARD to the southwest, covering the palace before 2-2 moved on to the palace. There was armour called in. I had Delta fire team to the front of Charlie, a perfect firing position on the armour, and Cass got called in on the armour when we had a perfect shot. Fair enough. I called Delta back to our position. Cass was brought in on that armour, and then we suffered a tier 2 casualty, 0 Bravo, which was Deadman. Because of the Cass, we could have took care of that armour by ourselves. So
yeah, that was my error on that note. I was not aware that you actually had an AT team ready.
Yeah, that's my only point. We could have took care of that armour instead of getting Cass called in.
Yeah, it's often a balance, obviously, to try and keep all of the arms involved and give our colleagues good CAS, but sometimes it does come down to those second decisions, and sometimes they are the wrong decision. All right, good stuff. Somebody else wanted to comment, and then Ellis wanted to comment, I think.
Okay, I got one comment. I was forward observing the mortars tonight, and when the mortars supposedly landed on the tank, there was no one within about 100 meters at least, and I didn't actually see the mortar round explode anywhere near the tank, so I don't think it came from the mortars, that friendly fire incident.
Okay, well, let's not try and do a dissection of that now. It would be helpful to know what goes on. We can stick a quick post up and people can give their impressions. We'll get to the bottom of it as we have previously. All right, was there anyone else apart from Son Ellis that wanted to comment?
Yeah, that was a very brief one from me.
Could me say who
yeah,
me
it's
is?
sorry.
Yeah.
Deaders, I think, said he got killed instantly. Is in fact a tier 1 when I got to him, because I dealt with him. I was told that it was a shrapnel injury, so I'm guessing that was from the same incident. It's just
that I called that in, and that was me that called it. I think I called it as a tier 2 shrapnel wound, but I was only going on by what I was getting told. If it was any more serious than that, I apologise for that. But
no, it's no problem. It's just correcting the mistake that
calls
it was a T4, yeah.
The calls are really perfect. All right, one more, Son Ellis, and then I've got one more comment before we finish. So, Son Ellis.
I didn't really have a comment, sir.
It's one comment. Yeah, it's one comment from me. I would like to welcome Kavanagh in 16A. He was tonight with us, and he did a good job. So, welcome.
Yeah, Kavanagh, good job. Always good to see you recruits. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you'll let us know if you've got any feedback either now or later. Ellis, you all right for further comments? Or shall I just crack on?
Crack on, sir.
All right, guys. So obviously, successful operation. We've seized the town of Tigeria. Our next operation will see us developing offensive action to push the Prax forces off Tigeria and make sure that they're not capable of any further offensive action like that which we saw in Chenerus. I'm reliably informed by those that constructed this mission that having moved into and taken the town in good time, the 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit is currently crashing into the airport to our south and the port to our southwest, causing a flood of panicked Prax troops to move up the 2 ASRs, one coming through grid code 112069 to the southwest and one coming through grid code 118064 to the southeast. If there are reasonable numbers of people who wish to take up positions on those ASRs and stop that retreat under a suitably qualified NCO from each platoon, you are clear to do so. Otherwise, I know that it is late. I personally am unable to stay and I'm going to disconnect now. But if you are interested in staying, stick around. NCOs will no doubt organise and you can crack on. All right, any final comments before we just go?
Yeah, I've got a brief one.
Go on then, be as brief as you can.
In the last 20 minutes, it became Jens's birthday. Happy birthday, Jensen.
Happy birthday, Jensen.
Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And on that note, I'll see you all on Wednesday. Good job, fellas.
Jensen, what age is your mum?
Seems like a personal question.
Where is he? Don't disconnect, where is he?
Over here.
You're not gonna jab
Thanks,
him with
lads.
an extra jab of morphine, are you? For his birthday?
I just fucking check that.
I just
shit.
assisted.
All right, mate.
And there's you by the pilot.